Tell me if you've heard this one. A jock, a pretty lady, a spoiled rich kid, and a nerd rent some special accommodations for a secluded vacation.
Right on, Bradical. I like the cut of your ship.
But their idyllic vacation takes a deadly turn as secrets from the past become unburied. Well, despite the archetypical main cast and hackneyed premise, Man of Medan by Supermassive Games, known for the critically praised PlayStation exclusive Until Dawn, manages to spin an intriguing and riveting yarn. Presented as the first interactive movie in the Dark Tales Anthology, the story is cleverly constructed to allow multiple replays where differing choices might unlock drastically different narratives. The effect of some of those choices might not become evident until much later, but rest assured, as the curator, the game's omniscient host, reminds us,
there are always repercussions.
Man of Medan starts off with an absolutely thrilling introduction. Deftly incorporating requisite tutorial instruction into a flawless exposition and a tone-perfect thrill ride is no mean feat, but Supermassive Games pulls it off. The opening moments of the game will etch themselves into your brain, and that's a good thing. Once completed, you are introduced to the curator of stories who serves as narrator and guide throughout the story. At appropriate points throughout your play, he will break into the story to offer commentary based on the choices you've made, as well as clues and ominous predictions.
I'm here to record the story you choose to tell.
Now that the story is properly set, we're introduced to the primary cast. The aforementioned jock, pretty girl, nerd, and spoiled rich kid are embarking onto the Duke of Milan, a privately hired vessel captained by Fliss, with the ultimate goal of deep-sea diving a location where they suspect a military aircraft had been downed. These serene moments before the storm provide evidence that Supermassive understands the need for proper pacing. And at this point, I'll question one stylistic choice. Why use these archetypes as the heroes of your tale? Is it because we inherently understand them and their destined roles, negating the need to give them a backstory?
Julia,
and that would be understandable. After all, nobody has chosen to buy a horror game to play 4 hours of a Lifetime movie. But the downside is that without the connection afforded by a properly developed context, their lives really mean far less to us. They become symbols instead of humans, and their danger or potential loss has lost much of its emotional impact. Now, take Conrad, voiced by Quantum Break's Sean Ashmore. The character, only a hop, skip, and a mid-Atlantic affectation from being Chatsworth Osborne Jr., could have had depth and relatability, especially in the hands of such an exceptional artist. It's a director's choice to allow him to remain flat, and that's kind of disappointing, but understandable. Over the next 5 hours, the cast will be drawn into a tale by turns horrifying, heartbreaking, and intriguing, and as their controller, you'll have the opportunity to respond to quick-time events and multiple-choice options that drive the narrative down one of many branching paths. Your actions will determine each character's traits and his or her relationships with the others. And there's no shouting, no running out of air timers, no combat segments, just choices and their consequences. And if you're at a loss, they've got you covered. Placed strategically around several set pieces, you'll find a hanging picture that provides a premonition or clue as to what would be the optimal path going forward. But whichever road you choose, you're in for an exciting, exciting ride. The story itself is not altogether innovative, to be honest, but the level at which the game responds to your choices is what makes it feel dynamic and raises the overall experience to a much higher level.
Probably just
On the technical side, the graphics and animation deserve special praise. Character models are detailed and so well textured that they straddle the uncanny valley and often teeter into the world of photorealism on Xbox One X. I have no direct insight into the exact tech used, but the facial mocap looks on par with what Rockstar did in LA Noire. And that's a high bar indeed. It makes me excited to think what the next generation of consoles will be able to accomplish. But graphical fidelity is only one layer. At a higher stratum live the blocking, the camera angles, the dialogue, the music, and all the other aspects of traditional movie making. and Man of Medan brings those onto your screen with such a polish that it's seldom seen in similar titles. Will your choices allow all of our reluctant adventurers to live another day? Well, play it and find out. In the 80s, when we played interactive fiction, we dreamed of what the future would hold. Then, later, when CD-ROMs arrived and FMV ruled the day, we were sorely disappointed. Now, thanks to games like the Dark Tales Anthology, Man of Medan, interactive movies have turned the corner. If you can't tell, we were utterly delighted by this title. So rest assured that we will return once more to be the curator's plaything when the anthology's next release, Little Hope, becomes available.
Maybe in Little Hope, maybe somewhere else. But be certain, we will meet again. It's inevitable.
The Dark Stories Man of Medan was developed by Supermassive Games and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. It's available anywhere fine games are sold for PC and most consoles, and if you're a fan of the horror genre, or just enjoy a good suspenseful story and don't mind a few jump scares, you could do far worse than purchasing it. Even better, if you have Microsoft's Game Pass, you can play it today for free on Xbox. So that's our review of the Dark Stories Anthology, Man of Medan. If you played it, what was your experience? Please leave a comment below and let us know. Also, feel free to add any questions or suggestions. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. It would be greatly appreciated and really helps a lot. Thanks for watching.